So today I wanted to do a bit of just a base on my face. So what I start here is with the CC Unbelievable Colour Correcting Cream by Models Prefer. I don't use foundation, it dries the shit out of my skin, it's horrible. This CC cream I found at Priceline in Australia for like, I think it was like $15 at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'll give this a bash. For some lighter coverage, and it's been the only thing that's worked on my skin, which is like quite dry in winter. But yeah, it's fucking awesome, and it's been the only thing that's ever worked for me, and unfortunately it's exclusive to Priceline, so I actually have to get my friend Bridget to send it over to me. So she sends it over in bulk, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do when they inevitably discontinue the line, which they always do whenever I find something that's good, because I have tried every single motherfucking foundation that exists and all of them just go flaky and dry, and this CC cream is like, wow, you have dry skin? Challenge accepted, motherfucker! And just basically goes, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna make you look radiant as shit. And that's what it is doing right now, as you can see. No flakiness, it's so nice. And it just goes on so nice, and it's a light coverage as well, so you can actually see my real face through it. It just kind of gives like evenness, and it's a miracle. Like, it's the best shit ever. I personally think that like really expensive foundations are not what they're cracked up to be, and I don't think you have to run out and spend like, you know, $50+ on a little bottle of foundation, because everybody's skin is so different, and what works for me won't work for you, and vice versa. Like, you might have some flash ass Clinique shit that you swear by, and I'll put it in and it will just like, I'll put it on my face and it will flake off everywhere. So the next thing I'm doing here is a contour, and this is a Sephora Colour and Sculpt stick. It's just a stick bronzer and contour stick, and it was like $10 I think. Basically the point of this is, as you can see with the colour of it, it's not like a really warm, it's not like a bronzy kind of thing. So because with contour you're supposed to be creating a shadow, and in order to do that it needs to be a really cool tone. So if you were to get out like your bronzer and try to do the same thing, you would just end up with these like weird orange patches on your face, but it wouldn't actually create the illusion of a receding shadow, because it wouldn't be like a cool colour. So the reason why that brown is like a very dirt mud looking brown is because it's a cooler tone, and if you're wanting to create the illusion of shadow, it needs to be cool. And as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of actual features going on, which is always nice to see. I have a pretty round face, chubby face, but it actually works in my favour because people tend to think I'm a lot younger than what I am, so you know, I'd love a nice like structured perfect bone structure, but like, you know, it's also nice to like have a kind of youthful face. So I'm listening to La Rue's self-titled album there, which is why I'm bopping away. Sadly I can't put it on the soundtrack because of stupid copyright infringement reasons, but no worries, because my friend Kale is a DJ in Perth, and the banging track we're listening to in the background right now is his. So don't even worry about it, my friends. I'm just yeah, shading away anywhere basically that there might be a bit of shadow receding on your face, or rather just to like make more prominent the bits where the light does hit. So you can see, like, obviously I'm leaving like the very centre of my forehead, like my nose, you know, like the front of my chin, all of those areas like I'm leaving alone because that's where light would naturally hit them. And just focusing on trying to like get a shadow going under that jaw and a little bit like in the hollow of the cheeks. So it's pretty magic. Oh, makeup, eh? False advertising, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm going to go in with some high, like concealer. It's Revlon Colorstay concealer. It's I use a light pale. I'm actually quite pale, and again it's just like a $15 farmer's concealer. Just putting it on anywhere the light hits. I have to go under the eyes because yeah, I'm old. I get like kind of circles under my eyes, so concealing under there is really important, and it just like makes me look a bit more fresh and awake and alive and stuff. My little Hitler mo. And then I just go on with my beauty blender, and I'm pushing it into my skin, but like not too deeply, because I still want to have like that like lightness to it. So you can see on my nose, you can still really see the lightness of the concealer, but it is like just in the skin enough that it doesn't sit on top of the skin. It's a cheap way to like not have to like bake out your concealer, which is where people go, and if you've ever watched Drag Race and they're sitting there with like full-on powder just on their face for ages, that's called baking. And what people do is, over the top of what I'm doing here, they'll then go and put like a full-on powder, and they'll just let it sit there and let the heat from their face bake the powder in, and then they brush off the excess and they get this like really radiant like light patch under their eyes. But I'm way too much of a cheap queen to do that. So next thing I'm gonna do is some blusher and highlighter. I never got into blusher, but I have recently gotten into Keeping Up with Kardashians because I'm a basic trash bitch, and they kind of got me into blusher, and it kind of works as a way to round out your contour. So the kit that I'm using right here is the Morphe face palette, and it's called like the Fair Play because I'm like fair toned. It's called the 8F, and it's pretty awesome. I got it for like 20 bucks. And you get a contour. These are all powders, so you get a contour, you get 2 levels of bronzer, a brightener, a like sort of peachy brown blush, a pink highlighter, and like a yellowy highlighter. I haven't actually used the bronzer contour on these. I'm a little bit scared of powder contour just because I feel like sometimes it does feel too warm to be creating shadows, and it almost makes me look like I've just, you know, had a patchy summer in the sun, and or like, you know, tried to like be bronze and fake tan and shit. So I tend to stick to like that really creamy stick contour, which I know has a really good cool tone, and then that way I don't run into any trouble with like weird oranginess, because I'm quite fair, so I want to definitely like keep that going. I'm just going in with that pink there to like put a little bit of rosiness on the cheeks. In the words of Kim Kardashian, it just looks pretty. Her words, not mine. And finally, yeah, just going in with some highlighter, and again, just kind of recovering those areas that I went over with the concealer. Just again, everywhere the light hits. Everywhere the light hits will one day be yours, Simba, kind of thing. Except it's my face, and a young lion is not going to inherit it one day. And yeah, that is pretty much me done with the face. I don't have any eye makeup or mascara or anything on, so this is like a nice, you know, no makeup look. Thank you.